For me, that reason was Mummy and Sonia, and the fragments of life that we once shared. For them, I endured, I persisted, and I survived.
Thank you, Dr. Raj Bothra. That was indeed very revelation, and we are so happy that you withstood with courage and strength the trials and tribulations, and are here to tell the tale through your book. And we will certainly share that information with others. I'd like to ask Mrs. Pammi Bothra to say a few words of how she felt while you were going through this.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for that very, very kind introduction. I don't think I deserve that. But I will be your moderator for this event, and I'd like to call upon a few of you to the head table, starting with Dr. Raj Bothra. If you can come and take a seat. Mrs. Pammi Bothra. A very eminent director from Bollywood or Mumbai film industry, Mr. Romesh Sippy. Our famous actor, Mr. KABIRBEDI, all the way from Mumbai. Mr. Prashant Shah. Mrs. Sonia and Mrs. Emily Shah. Thank you all for being here today to celebrate the launch of USA vs. Raj, a powerful and revealing memoir that uncovers the truth behind one of the nation's most shocking cases of false arrest and imprisonment. This inspiring true story is a must-read, and we are thrilled to share that it's also being adapted into a major motion picture by Bollywood Hollywood Productions, set to release next year, and you'll hear more about that in a bit later. It is my pleasure to shout out a warm welcome to the authors of this remarkable book, Dr. Raj Bothra and Jennifer DeBellis. Let's give them a warm round of applause. We begin by introducing Mr. Prashant Shah, a dynamic producer whose storytelling bridges continents and cultures. As the founder and CEO of Bollywood Hollywood Productions, Prashant has built a reputation for crafting compelling narratives that resonate across borders. With over 30 feature films and television projects to his name, his credits include acclaimed titles such as My Name is Khan, Padman, Zero, Jungle Cry, and A Gentleman Too. Prashant's productions span the globe with shoots and collaborations in India, in the UK, in Canada, the United States, and South America. His ability to merge Bollywood's emotional depth with Hollywood's cinematic scale has made him a trailblazer in international filmmaking. Please join me in welcoming this visionary producer behind some of the most impactful cross-cultural films, Mr. Prashant Shah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So we'll just show you in less than 90 seconds the body of work we have done over the course of time. And of course, those of you who do not know this, and I have not made a public announcement on this, but I'm also part of Twickenham Studios, which is part of Twickenham Productions in the UK. And we are about 100 years old studio. And in the last 5 years, the studio has received 3 Oscars, including Top Gun, Mission Impossible, and many more.
Jennifer is an award-winning author, transformational speaker, and PhD candidate whose work spans poetry, self-help, and social justice. Her books include Blood Sisters, Warrior Sister, Cut Yourself Free, and New Wilderness, which won the 2024 Independent Author Award in Poetry and was a finalist for the Eric Hoffer Book Award. Beyond her writing, Jennifer is the editor of Pink Panther magazine. an international journal that amplifies women's voices through art and literature. I would now like to call upon Jennifer to say a few words.
I wasn't prepared for this. Thanks for the preparation. Well, it has been an honor to work with Raj on this project. I couldn't have dreamed of a better opportunity. So I also want to thank you for coming out here to support kind of the day that the book opens up its wings and takes flight, right? So it comes out tomorrow officially. And I don't know if am I allowed to brag about it right now? Is that the appropriate thing to do? So we just started filling pre-orders and we already hit one of Amazon's categories for #1 in the top 50 of #1 bestseller. Just with pre-orders. And I mean, how incredible, right? It's very exciting. It's hard to keep up with the pace of how fast things are going. So I don't know, is there anything in particular you wanted me to say? A heads up would have been nice. Okay, perfect. So I guess if you have any particular questions for me about the project, then you can save those toward the end, and then I'll be happy to answer them. All right.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Prashant, I think you have one more video to show. This is it? Okay. And now we'd like to invite the guest of honor. It's a true honor to welcome one of Indian cinema's most iconic storytellers and our guest of honor, Mr. Romesh Sippy, a visionary director and producer. Mr. Sippy has shaped the landscape of Hindi films with unforgettable classics that continue to inspire generations. Best known for directing Sholay in 1975, he brought the film to TIFF this year. So it's 50 years of TIFF and 50 years of Sholay. Widely regarded as the most influential film in Indian cinema history, he redefined the action drama genre and gave us characters and dialogues that have become part of popular culture. And I can vouch for that because I was in the audience the other day to watch Sholay and people were mouthing all the dialogues like kitne aadmi the. And I'm sure all of you can relate to that. His career began early as he worked alongside his father, the renowned producer G.P. Sippy, and made his directorial debut with Andaz in 71, followed by Sita or Geeta, Shan, Shakti, showcasing his versatility. He also made a mark on television with the acclaimed series Bunyad, which explored post-partition India and remains a landmark in Indian TV history. In recognition of his contributions to film, Mr. Sippy was awarded the Padma Shri in 2013, and he continues to nurture new talent through the Romesh Sippy Academy of Cinema and Entertainment in Mumbai. Please join me in celebrating the legacy and brilliance of Mr. Romesh Sippy, a true master of the craft. I'd like to request Mr. Sippy to say a few words.
I don't know what more there is to say. I keep going everywhere and talking about Sholay is becoming more and more difficult because where do I find new phrases or new lines? But I'm very proud and I'm overwhelmed with the affection people have for this film and most of my other work as well. But we're talking today about Sholay, and Sholay is 50 years, TIFF's 50 years, and I believe the NFDC, National Film Development Corporation, is also 50 years old today.
Yeah.
So you have 3 golden jubilees going, and that's absolutely wonderful. I think what can I say about this occasion, except that it feels wonderful to be amongst your people and people who love Indian cinema. And I will say this, that I think people should have a go. Nobody should be afraid of trying something new, of going for cinema, yes, which may have the basic ingredients of cinema, some lovely comedy scenes where you have, because each film actually has its own heart. Sholay had a few hearts: drama, romance, revenge, a lot of happenings with different scenes and different characters, and a fine cast of actors who absolutely mesmerized people with their performances, technicians who did wonders with their work, and Salim Javed with their dialogues, of course, unforgettable dialogues, as we just said. And I don't know, it's just great to be a part of it. And I hope in celebrating this, we actually celebrate Indian cinema. And that's what's most important. And that should keep providing us with more and more lovely films to watch over the years. Thank you, Raj. But before I sit down, I have only one thing to say about this gentleman. He's written a fine book and is going on to become a fine film. And it's that you've already heard, that fight against the bigger forces is not an easy fight. And it's taken him quite a lot out of him to be able to come out with this. And he is free today, and he's been exonerated completely from all counts, is most encouraging, and encouraging for others as well, that they may not be caught up in the wrong act, and they may not suffer the way he did. This will be out with people, and hope that it will show people what it is to be wrongly indicted, wrongly incarcerated. He was in prison for about 3.5 years. So I think that's quite a fight, quite a battle. Anybody who go, I'm making a film today, and tomorrow if I find myself, I say, what was all my other life all about? At least it should have been given a fair and speedy trial, but it took a long time to prove that he was not guilty. And we're also happy that he was not. And that he's out with us and celebrating with us. Today we celebrate the book and hope very soon it will become one of the best films of all time.
Thank you very much for coming today.
Okay.
I'm very grateful to you. Imagine that you are an immigrant, which most of us are. Just imagine that you are an immigrant, and let's say you are from India. You do your medical education, which my parents paid for it. Then you go to England, where I became a surgeon. Then you come to America, the land of opportunity, the one that I've been dreaming for a long period of time. And the country gave me a lot. When I came here, people wanted to help me. I was a surgeon. Patients had no discrimination of any kind if you are a qualified person. And things were absolutely wonderful. I worked here for 50 years, long time. And I was able to do what I wanted to do, to be able to achieve the American dream, as they call it. I was successful. I had a good family. Everything was going absolutely wonderful. That is more than 45, 47 years in practice as a surgeon in a leadership position, well respected in the community, working by the following all the rules and working by the law and everything else. I could never imagine that one morning I got up at 4:30 in the morning as I normally do. 5:15 I got out of my house. I'm glad that at least I was out of my house. They did not break my door with the guns blazing as they did to other 5 doctors. And I was told that I'm indicted. They have a warrant for my arrest out of blue. I never thought anything like that could happen. And you're under arrest. They took me to the court. 5 other doctors were indicted at the same time. They were all in, 3 of them were in the court. The other 2 were taken to different jurisdiction. So 4 of us was there. That morning, the bail was granted to all of them. All 5 of them, the bail was granted, and then the case will go in the court, which is the American system, and I agree with it, that this is okay. That things can go wrong, but there is a system by which you will get the justice and you can come out of it. And now what happens is a different story altogether. We were presented to the judge in the morning at about 9 or 10 o'clock. The judge gave bail to all other 5 people except me. The charges were the same, exactly same word by word, what kind of charges were labeled against us. So there was no difference. So the 5 people were allowed to go, but I was kept. The bail was not granted to me because on a flimsy concept of that you are a flight risk. They can label that.
Which is the release of this remarkable story, this remarkable book by Raj Bothra, based on an incredible human experience, incredible human suffering, incredible setbacks, and an incredible victory. It sounds like the stuff that great films are made of, but when you think of the human price that a human being has to pay, it is great amount of suffering and great amount of courage being shown in the face of the most impossible odds. So it's a very special feeling to be asked to play the role of Raj Bothra in this story. And it feels very joyous for me to be here when the book is being released. I just want to wind back a little flashback, as they say. The GP Sippy had in the film was so much that if they were not happy with the particular scene that was shot, no matter what the cost, they would reshoot that film, whether it meant rebuilding a bridge or rerunning a race or recreating a scene or shooting one film over 20 days to get the right light on it, etc.
My name is Nitin Chopra. I represent multiple medias, India Today, Raj Tak, Knock TV, Knock News, hashtag. when we heard the subject USA versus Raj, first thing came to mind was Mrs. Chatterjee versus Norway. That's a blockbuster. And this will be a blockbuster. When we heard this story, these are really touching. But this judiciary issue is not only in America. This issue is here in Canada also. One of my friend, there is no question, but just a short story. My friend, he was a school principal running 400 students were studying in, young youths were studying in his school, private school. He was sexually charged by one of the student in the school. And he was charged 4 years of battle. I attended 6 or 7 hearings of that case. Shocking, shocking. Same case, he was not behind the bars, but he fought the system. Same thing, Dr. Raj, what you said, he's a fighter as you. He was a stubborn, he was an activist, he fought. And that story, when I attended those hearings, whatever word was there in the dictionary, he used against the judge. He used again, he said, you are a crook, you are this, you are that. And he was not behind the bars for a single day. But that 4 years of battle, he lost everything. He lost the school, he lost the money. His son, he basically saved him from all his financial disturbances. After 4 years of battle, what happened? And those hearings which I attended, not a single I heard from the Crown Attorney or investigator officer. Whenever they asked them to come in front, judge said no permission, you cannot, because first he hired a lawyer, big money to the lawyers, hundred of thousands of dollars fees to the lawyer. Then he said, lawyers, one statement, plead guilty, I will reduce your sentence. He said, I'm not going to plead guilty, I will fight. He kept on fighting single-handedly without a lawyer. He was a principal. And in the end, the judge recused himself from the case. Recused. There was 34 allegations against the judges. And that hearing I was present. One single mistake in one allegation, you can go behind the bars. That's the power of the judge. But all allegations he proved in the court that judge is biased. Final decision was judge recused himself from the case. And there was a new judge appointed. And 2 days the case was dismissed. All the charges were withdrawn. What happened? He filed a case against the police now, against the attorney, against the system, and he's a free man. He fought, never behind the bars. Then I tried to approach the Netflix. I tried to approach the Bollywood, to the Boni Kapoor team. But now he's struggling from his day-to-day life, earning bread for his family. He's struggling, but he's a fighter. He kept on, he did law. He said, I will fight the system. He went to the Queen's University to do his law degree. Now he is into process of doing that. And but it's not easy since you are well off in US, you made this movie, Prashant is there, but there are many stories like this, innocently charged, the cases are done, and our mainstream media, they never highlighted this, that judge recused himself. Who will give his 4 years back to him, to his family? Same as you. Your story is much higher because you were behind the prison, he was not. But the cases are the same. It's a question to the judiciary too. Thank you.
एक बात और कहना चाहूँगा कि सच्चाई तो ये है कि हिंदुस्तान में भी ऐसा होता है, तो फिर क्यों ना वहीं बना लूँ मैं, वरना लोग मुझसे पूछेंगे। इस हमारी अपनी कंट्री में इतना है तो आप यहाँ की फिल्म नहीं बनाते, तो शायद घूम फिर के मैं वहाँ पहुँच जाऊँ और वहीं बना लूँ।
जी एक छोटी सी बात इसमें ऐड करना चाहूँगा जो आपने कहा है कि जो साउथ एशियन डायस्पोरा है, जो अमेरिका में रहे, चाहे कनाडा में रहे, चाहे पूरी दुनिया में रहे, भारत के बाहर ट्रीट किए जाते हैं कि ठीक है आप लोग एम्बेसडर हैं, आप लोग जो हैं भारत का मान ऊंचा कर रहे हैं, सब कुछ जो कुछ भी कर रहे हैं, लेकिन उसके बाद में भारत में जब या अपने देश में जब वापस जाते हैं तो कैश काउ से ज़्यादा उनकी अहमियत नहीं होती। उनकी भी तकलीफ़ें हैं, वो यहाँ पर रह रहे हैं और वो तकलीफ़ें वो अपने आप को जिस तरह से डेवलपमेंट भारत में हुआ है या बाकी जगह पर हुआ है, वैसे यहाँ पर उस रूप में मीडिया और फिल्म एंटरटेनमेंट उस ढंग से नहीं आया है कि उनकी तकलीफ़ों, उनकी कहानियों को कह सके। डॉक्टर राज ने अपनी किताब लिख करके एक उम्मीद ज़रूर जताई है, और मैं जैसा मैंने कहा कि भारत में भी बहुत सारी कहानियाँ हैं, लेकिन मुझे नहीं लगता कि साउथ एशियन डायस्पोरा जो रह रहा है उनकी बहुत सारी तकलीफ़ें हैं, उनकी बहुत सारी सक्सेस की कहानियों पर फिल्म इंडस्ट्री का पूरा ध्यान गया है। अगर ये हो तो बहुत बेहतर होगा। धन्यवाद। कबीर जी, आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे?
मैं इतना कहना चाहूँगा कि स्टोरीज जो बनाई जाती हैं वो फिक्शनल स्टोरीज होती हैं या रियल लाइफ स्टोरीज होती हैं। अदर कैटेगरीज आते हैं एनिमेशन, साइंस फिक्शन वगैरह, लेकिन आइदर फिक्शन और नॉन फिक्शन। सबसे बेहतरीन रियल लाइफ स्टोरीज वो हैं जो जब बनाई जाएं लोग कहें कि अगर ये आप फिल्म में डालते और ये असली स्टोरी नहीं होती तो हमें यकीन नहीं होता कि ये स्टोरी रियल है। और ये इस फिल्म की खासियत है कि अगर हम ये स्टोरी एज अ फिक्शनल स्टोरी बताते, लोग कहते नहीं यार अमेरिका में तो ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता, लेकिन हुआ है, बहुत ही ज्यादती हुई है, बहुत जुल्म किया गया है इन पे। और ये अगर कहानी अमेरिका में सेट है और रियल लाइफ कहानी है और फिक्शनल कहानी से भी बढ़कर है तो इट्स द बेस्ट काइंड ऑफ नॉन फिक्शन।
बहुत धन्यवाद।
Any more questions? Second question is a penalty.
Check.
You can ask if you're
Excuse
asking
me,
somebody
I
else.
want to say something.
Sure.
Lot of these kind of films are made when somebody dies. Then they say ये उनकी कहानी है। अब जो जिंदा है लाइफ उसकी कहानी, that makes more impact, that this is the real person, that he suffered and this is his story. That will be the biggest.
Gurmukh.
I think more or less, when you come to the bottom of the story, I think you're trying to say that a bit of element of racism is involved in this. Sorry.
If I hadn't seen before going to the prison and this case, I would have said that it is minimal. The issue of racism is minimal. Particularly, as I said before, it was in this country or any other country for that matter, the racism is there, we all know. It was all against the blacks. But since Indians and other people started coming here and gradually became prosperous, gradually became competitors to the local people, whether it was